it is there. It is going to be in every one of your homes, every one of your organizations, startups to multinationals, and of course, it is going to come to your kitchen. That means it is going to touch each one of us in our lives. It is going to change very disruptively. We still don't know what it can do. So I would like to introduce you to that technology, which is, in my own experience, I have been looking at it since 93. In 93, I saw something 3D printed. It is very important to bring anything to action live. You need to have an idea. Okay, this idea is today is a very systematic approach. What we call it as stage gate technique. You know, it is having idea. Idea is it is a very iterative process. You need to work on 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, fail, and you know this doesn't work, and you move forward, right? So idea is then screened with a criteria. Then you go for a detailed design. Then you go for validation of your idea. Validation of idea is a kind of a risk mitigation tool. That means if you are having an idea, if it is tested, proof of concept, you can move forward, or you can say, okay, it doesn't work, I need to take another path. World over, people have realized ideas are highly contagious. You know, why I say contagious is because if you have an idea, I can always improve on it. Okay, and this is what makes it very tricky, and that's why people want to prototype it, you know, an inevitable step to be sure it works. So if I put the idea in market, you know, somebody will copy it. In India, copyright is right to copy. You can copy anything, right? If you have an idea and you put it in the market without actually testing it, you are taking a great risk. That idea can be picked up by a competitor and he can improve on it. It is very important, be it a big organization or a small startup. Your idea you need to test in-house, yourself, or within the closed walls or of your lab or whatever you call it, your tinker lab or your garage, or it could be your kitchen. Okay, it is very important to test it, retest it. Let us fail within your kitchen, not outside in the market. If it does, somebody else will pick up that and they can improve on it and they will have the competitive advantage over you. So world over, what companies are doing, they're trying to do just this: make a idea, make it fail, if possible, make it fail early, and you are going to have a wonderful idea which works. In fact, to make an idea work longer and longer, you need to have different versions ready already. Somebody brings up some A version, somebody will copy it, correct? Before they copy, you introduce B. Again, they will copy it, correct, no? Then you bring C. So, but before that, you need to have A to Z of your ideas. If you don't have, it is like, you are going to sell your idea to somebody. It is very important to have your ideas tested. So what we do at Imaginarium is this validation of ideas. How a fragile idea can be brought to reality and how it can impact, create wealth for tomorrow, create a new life for tomorrow. It can impact everyone. In fact, people have been toying with the ideas in very different ways. It is like toying is very important. I pick up these bottles, when we communicate. I take this very popular example, always bottles are available. If I want to talk something, you want to say it's a V engine, we can use anything which will form a V, right? If I want to keep one upon one system about the other, you can keep it like this. I want to have them horizontal, I can keep it like this. So I am toying with something which is not really the real part, but it is going to communicate to you. What I am doing is prototyping of idea. It need not be real thing, right? But when an investor comes a VC comes and says, okay, tell me what is your big idea, you cannot show them the bottle. That's where we help people to come out with high fidelity prototypes which are not only they look and feel like real one, they work like real one. But they are made just one, not many. Okay. So it could be also many. When they say, I want to keep it in 10 different places, can you help? We can do that also. People used to do a prototype like this, they were low fidelity to high fidelity. We all know how electronics is tested on a breadboard, people even make, so it's all about toying with ideas and making it, coming out with the best one, which will work, right? And people have been going for simulations, but today, in spite of simulations, we need to still do things for people to invest and take risk. It is all about digital manufacturing or digital entity creation from CAD to part directly. So here, the technology is all about 2D printing. We call it as 3D printing. How? Whole world knows only about 2D printing. Let us accept it. In fact, 2D printing works. How 3D printing then came into being? It is about printing over and over again. You have a layer, you print over it, print again over it, again over it. You get what you get, a 3D model. So there is no 3D printing really. It is about 2D printing again and again over the same place, but with the different sections. You tend to get just like how what you see here, it is a slice which is given one at a time, it is printed one after the other. So it has demonstrated throughout the world, using 3D printing, we can zip the product development. So time to market. That means you can actually produce things much faster with less risk, and because you can do innovation faster, you can do more innovation, which is very important. In fact, it has moved from what it used to be called as rapid prototyping earlier. It was neither rapid nor it was only used for prototyping. It is a misnomer. So people used to make a hand phone and all. What you see, today the demand is about working prototype or a final product which can be used. So what used to be a dumb model or mock-up model to working model, the transformation of technology has happened, which is making it very fine, strong, more materials, which is taking you to the real manufacturing side. So that is the way it is shifting. Today, in fact, people are printing molds. They can make molds, which are rapidly done. Within a matter of 4 or 5 hours, you print a mold and take out about 20, 30 pieces of bottles or whatever you want. Though there are some limitations in this, but it is a reality. In fact, there is a lot of importance given to 3D printing in the medical area, because medical is, we are all unique people, and unique people need unique requirements which cannot be manufactured, because manufacturing is triggered by mass customization, right? But we are looking at here individualization, which is something different, and how can we do individualization at a large scale? Thanks to 3D printing as a technology, which is really coming in to answer that question. Today, we are up to that, but future, it could be even organ printing. People have a scaffold on which a stem cell is grown, just like a tissue culture, and if it is formed, it can be used. And people are going to first try it for drug delivery system, testing of drugs, and then one day, God knows, probably it will be implantable also. Right now, it is all a hot topic in all labs throughout the world, where people are trying if we can make a 3D printed organ. Of course, there are a lot of other issues, ethical issues, which need to be answered, but I'm sure it is going to be, because whatever we have seen as science fiction today are becoming a possibility, isn't it? And today, I think we are about, in another 10 years, we are going to have organs which could be very well tested in labs for their efficacy. And if matching happens, well, people must be going to live for 1,000 years because you're going to have a replaceable knees, you're going to have bionic eyes, maybe you're going to have, except our CPU, everything else could be as well 3D printed. So I don't know what will happen if we all were to live for 1,000 years with artificial organs which are going to, because each organ has its own life, but our CPU is very important. You can see here some of the interventions what we did. It is actually happening. It is life-giving. A person had a confused consciousness, after an accident. He was given this cranial implant and he could recover. This is a classical case wherein a train accident victim fell down from the tracks doing some dance, risky dance to impress his peers. He ended up, having a fracture like this. We provided him a cranial implant, printed in titanium, medical grade, and it is acceptable to body. After it is coated with hydroxyapatite, one can use it safely. So it's another case which is. We're also trying to toy with digital cast. There is a YouTube film on it. You can all see what it is giving capability to localize the fracture. Not only which is going to give just support for the bones to join, but also it is going to be a fashion statement. People don't mind wearing it, and some youths may even want to break their hands to sport it. These are all making sense of this technology. In order to take it forward, we have done taking at a sensational level. We went to a fashion show. Many of these fashion, what you see on FTV also, they never come to the market. They create that sensation. So we did that too. We presented the national bird, peacock headgear, what you see here. It was in Kuala Lumpur fashion show. This is making both sense and sensation. There was a challenge to play cricket, and this helmet, 3D printed, we could wear in lawns of Radisson Hotel at Delhi, and we played a game of cricket with all 3D printed ball, wickets, bails, and helmets. You can see it's again making it for taking it forward for sports. This is how the future factories look like. They are calm, silent. There is no effluents coming out, and they silently work round the clock. I think it is very important. This 3D printing is just a tool. It is not going to help you do anything. Computer, if you have, it is just another tool. Unless, if all of you, the young creative minds here, if you don't have an idea, what are you going to create? If you cannot create something in 3D, what are we going to 3D print? There is no 3D printing without an idea. What is important is all of us have to have a bright idea. The idea of making is very important. Somewhere this idea of making is going off. So it is very important doing and understanding, as Confucius says, and we support this maker movement in a big way. That's the only way, and that's how you can actually conquer the next big thing. Thank you.